Hello everyone, this video is on regional scholarship for University Mediterranea di Reggio Calabria. Remember that in region Calabria there are two universities, one is University of Calabria on which I already made video, and this is second University Mediterranea di Reggio Calabria, and they have announced their regional scholarship. So the deadline to apply is like 30 September 2026, and this is the call. You should download this call and you should read it carefully, but here I can give you some key information that you should know before starting your application. So the deadline that I already told you is September 30, 2026, and this is the same deadline for scholarship as well as for residence. So if you want to apply, you have to submit your application before 30 September 2026. Then they have also give some flexibility to international students such that the deadline is September 30, but you can submit your ISE Verificato, which is the main document to get scholarship by 31st October 2026. So you will have extra time to prepare your ISE Verificato. And as compared to many other regions, they do not have any affiliation from to any CAF office, so you can if you get visa you can arrive early and you can make your ISE in Italy, but if your visa is late then you have to try to contact any CAF office in Italy, the CAF that provide online services, and you can send your financial documents and request them to make your ISE Verificato. Then if you do not choose to apply for residence, then you have to submit your rental contract, and the deadline to submit this rental contract is 16 November 2026. Then the ISE limit to get the IS scholarship is 28,339, and the target year for which you have to prepare your documents is 2024. And these are the documents, and obviously you should have a document that indicates the number of family members. Then based on your family composition certificate, you have to prepare a document that indicates your overall family income, gross family income for the year, for the complete year 2024. Then a certificate that indicates your real assets or property as of 31st December 2024, and similarly your bank accounts detail as of 31st December 2024. So these are some key details that you should know before preparing your application. So once you are ready, you have to submit, you have to go back to this home page, and here you have to check for this platform, Piattaforma Online. So click here. Okay, so if you already have an account, then you can log in directly, but if you do not have an account, then first you have to do registration. So this is the tab for international students, Studenti Internazionali. So I check if there is language in Italian, English, so there is no English. So here Studenti Internazionali, if you already have an account, then you have to click on Accedi, but if you do not have an account, then first you have to do registration. So click here. And here first you have to write your codice fiscale, so you can calculate codice fiscale by clicking on this link. So you have to write in the economy, you have to write your surname or last name, and then in the nome you have to write your first name, and similarly if you have middle name you can also write as well. Then your gender, then your date of birth, and then place, so you can write your country, and then click on calcula codice fiscale, so it will be calculated and you can copy paste here. And then again here you have to write your economy, you have to write your last name, then in nome you have to write your first name, and if you also have middle name you can write as well. Then your date of birth, so adjust your year, and then month, and then choose the date, and then your gender, then the country where you are born, and then the province, so you have to choose EG, that's mean foreign. Also commune, you have to write your country, then your nationality, and then write your email ID, and click on see, that means you agree with their terms and condition. so we have to put Codice Fiscale as well. So copy it and place here, and then move to the click on Registrati. So we have to tick this box as well. Okay, as you can see that they mentioned that your registration has been completed, and they have sent the link to activate your account on the email ID that you have provided. So okay, after completing the registration, you will receive a link in the email, and you have to activate your account, and you will also receive your password in the email. So enter your Codice Fiscale, which is your username and password, and click on Accedi. So after login, you will see this page on the first login, and here you have to enter your missing data. So simply scroll down, and here first choose your country code, and then write your mobile phone number. And then here you have to choose your residence, so choose Istro if you are not living in Italy, and then choose your country, and then write your postal code, and here you have to write your street address, and then click on Aggiorni Data. Okay, so data has been modified. Now you will arrive on this platform, and this is the section fascicolo. That's mean if I translate into English, it will be like your dossier or a document section. So later you have to upload your Easy Verificato in this section. So remember this word fascicolo, or in English it will be like dossier or document section. So for scholarship, you have to click on this green tab. So click here, and then you have to click on this first tab, Bando DSU 2627. Simply scroll down and click on Procedi. Again click on Continua. Okay, here it's about your information. So first about your nationality, so it is Pakistan, and then it is that your family live in Italy, so you have to choose no if your family is not living in Italy. Then it's about your family, so you have to choose Familia di Origine, like I can show you. So family type, so it's like independent student or family. Normally independent student is one who has been living without family for at least last 2 years and has a minimum income of annual income of 9,000 euro. So if you are an independent student, you have to choose this one, and otherwise you choose this one, that you live with family. And then is the certification, so you have to choose if you already have a certificate, which is less likely that you already have, then you can choose first option, but if you will complete it in the future, then you can choose second option. Then here you have to choose your employment status, so if you are unemployed, you can choose unemployed. And then if you are applying for some reserved benefits, like if you have a disability, or if you belong to a family from Calabria region, or if you are independent student, you can choose like the option, otherwise choose none if you do not have some specific category. And then move to the next section. Okay, so here it is about your text code, that Codice Fiscale that we have already generated. So you have to write your Codice Fiscale here. This is the Codice Fiscale that we have generated, so write it here, and then click on Continue. Okay, so this is about your enrollment status. So first, whether you are a first year student or you are a second year or third year student. If you are a second year or third year student, you have to choose second option, and if you are in your last semester, you are about to graduate, you have to choose last option. But if you are a new first year student, you have to choose this option. Then your institutes, so these are also the institutes are available, but the main university where international students have admission is University of Reggio Calabria. Okay, so here you have to choose the year of your school graduation, your intermediate. So you have to choose the, let's say we write 2020. Okay, then the degree course location, so it is only in Reggio Calabria. Okay, then if you belong to any particular condition regarding university career, so you have to choose Nisuna. For example, if you are a continuous bachelor degree student, or if you are a transfer student, or if you are a PhD student without scholarship, or you are a unpaid specialized course, you can choose. Otherwise, mostly students have to choose none option. Then if you are doing multiple enrollment in multiple universities, or in the same university you will do enrollment in multiple courses, then you can choose accordingly. Otherwise, choose no. Then if you are changing your degree, then you can choose yes, otherwise choose no. And if you are withdrawn from your previous studies, then you can choose yes, otherwise choose no. And if you, this is very important, if you already have an enrollment at another university for the same level, for example, if now you are applying for bachelor degree and previously you have an enrollment in bachelor degree, or if you are applying for a master degree and previously you have a master degree enrollment, and if you choose yes, then most likely they will not give you scholarship. And same is this case, that low level university degree already obtained. So for example, if we are applying for a bachelor degree students, then our low level should be you have to mention that whether the low level is obtained or not, so you have to choose yes. And then type of qualification, so this is very important. For example, if we are applying for bachelor degree and already we choose triennale, that's mean we already have a bachelor degree and we will not get scholarship. And similarly, if we are applying for a master degree and we are already have a master degree, then we will not get scholarship. So summary is that if you already have a same level of education, then they will not give you scholarship. So be careful in this selection. So for example, if I apply for bachelor degree, then my previous lowest qualification should be a bachelor degree. Sorry, if I am now applying for master degree, then my previous education should be triennale, which is for a master degree. And the year of obtainment, so let's say 2024 of bachelor degree. And then here you have to write your university name and then move to the next section. Okay, so it's about the year of your registration, so it should be 2026. And then the course type, so be careful. For example, on the previous page I mentioned that I am applying for I already have a bachelor degree. So if I choose here bachelor degree, then obviously that's mean I already have a bachelor degree and it will be a problem. So here I choose master degree. But if you are applying for a bachelor degree, then on the previous page you have to choose other, and in other then you can write your high school diploma. And then you have to choose the department in which you have admission in Reggio Calabria. So let's say I choose this one. And then you have to write your course name and then move to the next section. Okay, so here you have to request your benefits, whether you are applying for only scholarship or only for accommodation or both scholarship and accommodation. Okay, so it's your choice whether you want to apply for. Obviously you have to apply for scholarship, and accommodation is your choice. But if you want to apply in both, then you can choose last option. Then move to the next section. Okay, so this is about your IBAN. So if you already have Italian or European bank account, you can enter your IBAN, otherwise you can provide it later. Moreover, in the video description you will see the link of Wise as well as Revolut. These are both bank and they can provide you online account, and you will have a IBAN in which you will receive your scholarship. So you can also use those links to create your bank account. So then here click on continues, and here you have to choose all these options, all these declaration. And if you want to make any other extra declaration from yourself, you can also choose this box, and then you have to enter your declaration here. Okay, but if you do not want to make any other declaration, simply do not tick this box and move to the next section. Okay, so this is about your documents. For example, choose your passport that you can attach, then enter your document number and then the issued by. So simply write your country name, then the release date of your passport, and then the expiry date of your passport, and then click on continues. Okay, so this is a summary of all your data that you have entered. If you want to make any changes, you can make. Otherwise, if you think that everything is okay, then simply scroll down and click on confirm. And at the end, you have to validate your request. So click on valid request and then click on generate validation code. Okay, so now they have mentioned that they have sent the OTP on the email ID instead of SMS. So check your email ID and you will receive an OTP, and you have to enter your OTP here, and then you have to click on valid now, and your OTP will be validated and your application will finally be submitted. So if you have any questions, you can write in the comment box.